Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I know, long awaited. It's been a minute. Um, I took a little break because of work, but work now has been good. My routine is kind of like set, so now have a bit more time to sit down and make content, especially with the recent things that have happened. If you know, you know. I'm gonna be on a little off season, so content creation is gonna be my main focus now. On top of still competitive, obviously, I'm still gonna be covering esports and the competitive side of PUBG. But that being said, there's also the new Ultimate Royale coming out. Plan to make a couple videos on those and streams maybe, and try to rank push. But yeah, we are back. First video I decided to do, well, you guys actually voted on my Instagram. Go follow my Instagram if you guys have it, babytang.pubg. But yeah, so first video you guys voted on was a PMGO vlog slash talk. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't vlog too much just because I was just having so much fun in the moment. Like, I didn't even think about, because I'm not a vlogger, right? So I didn't think about like pulling my camera out and recording or walking around and recording. I was just having like a lot of fun with both the people I was with, and just the people around, and the environment was just like awesome. So vlogging was just like not even at the back of my mind when we were there. But I did want it to vlog. One of my teammates, Hyman, vlogged a little bit too. But like, you record sometimes when like you're just messing around and whatever. So I do have some like clips and stuff like that of us at the venue and stuff, but not really of me like walking around talking, which is why this is going to be more like a voiceover based video with some gameplay at the beginning, because a lot of the clips are just like short-lived clips, like literally like 10-30 second clips of me just like recording stuff, right? But that being said, hopefully next line I go to, I'm gonna vlog and stuff like that. But I want to talk about, before we actually get into the vlog stuff and actually being there and my experience there, all the stuff beforehand, which is the qualifiers and the team we're playing with, right? So with the qualifiers, the team we played for the PMGO NA finals to qualify to obviously the LAN event was like never really like a team. Like, we've all played before together, but like we didn't play leading up to the qualifying finals, right? Because it was just a team that was made just to play PMGO, right? So nobody was like completely invested in it, which was kind of unfortunate, because I feel like that's the biggest reason why we got second place and not first. I feel like if we were a team who kind of were synergized and who has been playing at least a month beforehand, I think we would have just got first like that, right? But because of certain things, and also the no pro player rule, that no pro players were allowed to play, we just decided to go with that roster, because all these guys I played with before, mind you, but it was like 2 months before like the actual qualifiers, after I was playing with J7 and a person named Havoc, who was also on the registration, right? But he didn't send his documents to be registered for finals, so he didn't end up playing finals. And after, I forget who we were playing with the fourth at the time, but yeah, so like Ghoul, Pain, a guy named Volt X Wang, I haven't really been played with them, and they haven't really played with each other for who knows how long, since we've been a team like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? So it's about like 2 months that we're just out of practice and haven't been playing with each other, but we made it work, right? We did do a good performance. We only got, we lost by like 8 points, 9 points. And that was also due to the fact that we got dropped on by like how many teams the last game, because our drop spot was Pachinki. But yeah, so that being said, because of that as well, leading up to the PMGO, actually going there, we weren't even practicing too, because that was also a different roster. So both the qualifier and the actual tournament itself, there was like zero practice. Like, I remember us going to the LAN event, all the teams are kind of, I felt like all the teams were so underprepared because all the teams had like staff, coaches, they had the phones, they had the proper headphones, because at the LAN they give you headphones that were just like complete garbage and you couldn't hear anything, especially when there's a huge crowd and music playing in the background. You could barely hear anything out the headphones. So they're saying on the player, like, they had a meeting with all the players, like explaining everything, that you can bring your own headphones. None of us showed up to that because like there was some point where we didn't even know if we were gonna go, because we had 4 people who could go, 5 people who could go, and after one of our players had visa issues, one of our players, like, parents weren't allowing him to go, but then changed their mind, but then they changed their mind again, but they changed their mind again. So we were just like so on the fence and just like not completely invested in it. But luckily everything worked out and we were able to actually go there. But my biggest regret for PMGO was definitely not practicing. Obviously we were top 6 actually the first day, and it was top 7 to make the grand finals after we flopped the last day and got 10th. But that was due to, the team lack of synergy, lack of confidence, just because there's no practice for us prior to us being there, which I do regret. But mind you, I did want to practice. It was just everyone else's player availability and everything was just not it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was also trying to practice for my team for Titans, trying to make room for my team for PMGO to practice, because it was completely 2 different teams. Then the other players had their own things going on too. Like Mambe was playing Saudi League after Payne and Ghoul. I had no clue what they're doing, but most days they weren't available. They never checked in to play scrims or practice. So our first time playing together was day 1 of the PMGO prelims in the practice matches, which was like 2 hours before the initial games. And that was our first times on the phone, first time playing together. And for most of us, it was our first LAN event aside from Mambe. So there was a lot of like, things that were like, this is gonna go bad, but we made it work in the first day. But it just kind of showed in the second day, the lack of everything, because the other teams with, their coaching and their practice and stuff like that, they're able to bring it back the second day, but we weren't able to keep up, right? So that was kind of the difference. But yeah, so now in this portion of the video, I'm gonna kind of just like, I guess I'll just like insert clips and stuff like that of us being there, and us kind of arriving, first day, second day, whatever, and just kind of talk over it, because I haven't watched every single video that I took there, right? So I have no clue what type of videos there are and stuff like that. Majority of my videos, since it's mostly gameplay videos, I just don't have a script, or I don't know what I'm really gonna say. I kind of just flow off the top of my head and speak as the video goes on, right? So that's kind of exactly what I'm gonna do here. But yeah, let's get into the vlog portion. So this was actually my first time flying a plane, and I was also doing it by myself, right? And I was flying from Toronto, Canada, obviously, to Tashkent, Uzbekistan, which was almost a 24-hour travel in total. And my first flight was to go to Qatar for my connected flight, and that was, I think, like 14 or 15 hours for my first flight. So I was like, man, like, this is gonna be a long ass flight. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be honest, the flight was so smooth, felt like 8 hours. Like, I slept nice, the food was good. Qatar Airways was one of the best planes I was flying, and apparently my friends were telling me it's one of the best airlines to fly because they have free Wi-Fi, which I didn't know. And they also got TVs and stuff like that where you can watch movies, which I think other airways do have TVs where you can watch stuff, but I flew Poland Airways going back, and they didn't have shit. So that's the reason why I say Qatar was so good. Here's when I finally touched down from my connected flight to the Qatar airport, and where I met Payne and Bombay. We also were meeting up here. All right, the team gotta say hi. Yo, yeah. Yeah, so I always wondered what it would be like meeting people online for the first time, and if it's gonna be awkward and stuff like that. But these guys were social, talkative, so it was awesome to be around them. We asked this bald guy to drive us to our terminal because it was way too far and we didn't want to walk. Here's us boarding on the actual plane itself. Again, we flew Qatar, obviously going back. And finally, we touched down in Uzbekistan here, where our driver was waiting us to pick us up. Jeez, let me see that, let me see that, let me see it, let me see it, let me see it. Ah! So literally just we're about to leave, Hyman texts us in the group chat and he's like, yo, I just touched down. So then we asked our taxi driver or whatever, who was assigned to bring us to the hotel. We're like, yo, our other teammate just touched down on the plane. Can we just wait for him? He's like, no, we can't wait. We gotta go. I only got like assigned 3 people. Mind you, when we're speaking in, he speaks Russian, so we're using fucking Google Translate to try to translate to this guy. And this guy's getting fucking cheesed at us because we're like, all right, give us 1 minute. We're just gonna find this guy, right? After 30 minutes later, we're like, oh yeah, give us 1 minute. Our teammate's coming, right? Because for some reason, Hyman was taking so long in like the security shit and everything like that, and this guy got so fucking mad. I ended up having to go inside. Then Bombay had to end up going inside. After we left Payne with all our luggage, and the guy just ended up fucking dipping on us, and he just fucking left because we were taking way too long. But at the end of the day, we got Hyman there. After, there was also this other guy who was like playing for Napex, who also just landed too, and he wanted to come travel with us too and come to the taxi with us because he was also by himself. So we ended up bringing him along, and luckily enough, there was 2 taxi drivers waiting for both Hyman and the other guy. So we ended up just going with them too to the hotel. So first night, we didn't really do anything. Actually, me and Hyman actually ended up staying up and just exploring the outside. But it was mostly because we had media day the next day, and we landed at like 3 a.m. or like 4 a.m., right? And the media day was starting at like 1 o'clock, I think. Like we had to be at the bus by 1 o'clock to go to the venue to do all the media stuff. So we didn't end up going out or anything first day. Plus we were tired, right? Like I just came from like a 20-something hour flight. But the issue was I slept for a majority of my flight. So I was kind of wired and I was kind of up to stay up. And after 3 a.m. or like 4 a.m. in like Uzbekistan is like pretty much like midday. It's like 6-7 o'clock in Canada. So like my body's like hasn't adjusted to like the time zones, right? I'm usually up at that time. So yeah, my body's pretty wired. We just end up going out for like breakfast or whatever, because breakfast was at 6 o'clock or 6:30. Breakfast opens, and we end up getting at the hotel at like 5 or something like that, or maybe like 4:30. So there was only like an hour and a half to like 2 hours till breakfast opens. So me and Hyman were just like, we might as well stay up. I think everyone stayed up at this time, and after Ghoul at this time was still on the plane. He wasn't even here yet, because he was actually arriving that morning. So when we're at breakfast, it's funny, when we're at breakfast, we're literally just sitting down, me and Hyman were the first ones there. We're about to sit down and eat, and all I see is this Asian kid walk in the doors, and I'm just staring at him as he's walking. Like I'm literally about to sit down, like Hyman sits down, and I put my plate on the table, and after I'm looking at like at the entrance, because where we're sitting was like directly at the entrance of the hotel, and I just see this Asian kid with sunglasses walks in, and I just stare at him. After he looks up and he stares at me, and he starts smiling, and I'm like, bro, that's fucking cool. I was like, I just knew it was fucking cool. It was so jokes. Oh, you're fucking trash, bro. So after breakfast, we just end up going outside, because this is our first time seeing like Uzbekistan in the daylight. And plus Hyman had to get like a eSIM for like his phone for data. But yeah, it was pretty nice. Like it was very calm and stuff like that. People are very friendly and everything. But we're doing all this before literally we're going out to go to the venue the first time and do our media day and everything like that. But honestly, Uzbekistan, Tashkent was like beautiful. It was nice. It was calm. I remember just for the vibes, we would go out to like marketplaces and we would just try to bargain with people for like bananas and strawberries and shit, just for the fun of it, and try to get it as cheap as we can. We actually tried to bargain some fruit from this old lady, right? after we did the conversion, and she was literally asking us for like 60 cents for this fruit, but we were still lowballing her for 60 cents. She got so mad. She just told us to leave and get away. We ended up feeling bad, so we came back the next day and actually bought from her after that. So we're finally on the bang bus to go to the event. As soon as we get off, the first person we see, the first team we see is actually R8. So I actually ended up meeting Starlight and all the R8 players. I'm not gonna lie, that's when it felt like kind of surreal, like just like everything, like aside from meeting my teammates and like being in person and everything like that, like meeting other players that you just like see online, like for example, like R8's like a pretty good Saudi team, right? Like they played PMGC, they played a lot of like global stuff, so it's like to see them like online and like in pictures and stuff like that, to see them in person, it's kind of like, it's almost surreal. It's same thing for everyone. Like we saw INF, we saw Nongshim Red, we saw Reject, we saw RCB, right? Like seeing all these kind of like top teams. We saw 4MV was in the same hotel as us as well, NGX, right? So all this stuff, by the way, they were like fucking up my makeup. They did not color correct my skin properly. I was like hella pale with my makeup and everything. I looked like a trans person, but it's okay. But yeah, seeing everybody and meeting everyone was great. Everyone was really friendly. There's no like, you know, people who were kind of just like assholes and whatever, and just like kind of like nod you off. If you said hi to anybody, they would say hi back, whether it's like a player, staff, or just like even like a random civilian. And that's the other thing that was kind of sick too. Like when you're wearing your jersey, when you're wearing that little player badge and everything, you go outside, like people just want to take pictures with you. People want to take pictures. People want to say hi. People are like, oh, where are you from? They can tell you're like a foreigner, right? Because it's Uzbekistan. Who has that? Like when I'm telling my family, when I'm telling my friends I'm going to Uzbekistan, they're like, where is even Uzbekistan, right? So I feel like they don't even get a lot of like people, like foreigners coming there. So when they do have foreigners coming there and stuff like that, they're very like welcoming and friendly. And we made friends with a lot of just like random, just like civilians. Like one girl invited us to her birthday party, like just like super fucking random, right? And after we ended up being friends with all of them, they ended up being at the event. Some of the staff members were really fucking cool. We ended up hanging out with them after the event as well. And another thing is they love fucking Mambe, because Mambe is Palestinian, so he had the Palestine flag on him, and people just like love that shit. They're eating that shit up. So anytime people would ask where we're from, we would say where we're from, and after they're here, Palestine, and after they're like, they would think we're all Palestinians, so they would take pictures with us as a group and take pictures with just like each of us, because I guess they're really like supportive down there. So but yeah, it was still cool, like just taking pictures with people. It almost felt like we were famous. Like some people got us to sign stuff. People wanted us to, like, I gave my jersey to a kid at the end of like the whole everything, at the end of like I think at the end of prelims I gave my jersey. Me and Hyman gave our jersey away to these kids who really wanted jerseys. After we showed up to the finals the following days, and the kids were wearing our jerseys, it was kind of nice, like just kind of having like IRL fans like kind of fan over you, you know what I mean? Like it's cool, like on Instagram when like people are asking for your sensitivity and say they love your videos, like we appreciate it, but having people actually fan over you in person is like a way different feeling. So here's media day, just typical, taking our pictures, taking videos of the team and stuff like that. It was actually kind of sick because I've never been part of like a media day where they're actually doing pictures, videos, and I was doing all the interviews and stuff like that, and apparently they fucking loved me for the interviews, so that was kind of sick. I was getting kind of gassed up because of that. And for one of the pictures, they wanted us to pretend like we're yelling, so we actually had to yell and like scream, which was like fucking jokes, because we were yelling at the security's like, who's yelling and stuff like that. We're like, no, we're doing the picture. Damn, chill the fuck out, cuz. Let's go. Cheers, cheers. Guliang. Oh shit. But yeah, overall media day was kind of fun. We're kind of sad though, because media days, when we found out, we thought we'd be able to play on the phones, or they're gonna give us phones, like the stage phones to practice on, to bring back to our hotel. But bro, they didn't give us shit. They're like, yeah, you guys get to practice on the phones like the day of the games. And we're like, we knew like already that like some teams are gonna have orgs and they're gonna have the phones beforehand, so we're like, bro, this is really bad. Like we need to practice on these phones, like, you know what I mean? and they're like, yeah, you can get to do the, like, there was like 2 hours of test matches, so we got 2 hours to practice on the phones before we even started playing, which was kind of crazy. After on top of that, it was our first time playing together as a team, so it was our first time playing on the phones, first time playing as a team, 2 hours before we're actually going into the play days, like day one, game one of the fucking prelims. So yeah, that was kind of exciting, but we made it work out day one, became 6 day one, so it wasn't that bad. But media day was long as fuck, I will say that. It was like literally the whole entire day. And this is us just at the end of the day of day one, media day. So day two was the Uzbekistan finals, where the Uzbekistan teams play. So this is actually just our one day to actually go out and do stuff. Because if with prelims and finals, literally it would take the whole day. Like media day took the whole day. So that means actually being there would take the whole day as well. So this is like our one day to go out. Mind you, we're expecting to make finals, so we're like, okay, this is our one day to go out, let's go out. So we go out to the Tashkent Mall, which was actually beautiful, huge as fuck. Mambe was cleaning house, he was picking up some girls, whatever. I don't know what it is, the girls loved fucking Mambe and Ghoul. I have no clue why. Maybe I'm just not as good looking as I thought, but yeah, every single entrance of the mall had like supercars out in front of it, which was like sick. There was like Rolls Royces and like Corvettes and stuff like that at like every entrance of the mall, and like there was like what, like 10 entrances to the mall. So it was kind of sick. It was a really nice mall, one of the nicest, probably the nicest mall I've been to. We definitely don't have anything like this in Canada. But I ended up also buying some stuff. I think I bought like a Nike Tech. I know, right? Nike Tech out of everything. It was a PSG Nike Tech. I've never seen it before, so I ended up buying it. Mambe ended up buying this like thing. I ended up buying something for just a girl back home. Saw this, thought she would like it. Mambe ends up buying some stuff as well. He ends up picking up this girl as well, this girl's number. I don't think I get her on camera, but it is what it is. Oh, maybe I do get her on camera. Okay, hold on. I don't know if I'm supposed to expose him like that. But yeah, so he ends up doing that. This is after the fact, going back to the hotel. He gets like a picture of his eye, which was, I guess, kind of cool. Our Uber driver going back was like crazy. He was just like swerving through lanes and doing some crazy shit. So I was getting hyped up, but it made a good vlog, so we appreciate it. Alright, so these clips are from day 2. Now day 2 and 3 was the prelim days. Those days we literally didn't do shit, because we were literally at the venue from 12 all the way to like literally 11 at night. Like we would go out after at night. Actually, first day we just like ate in. We just ordered food and stuff like that. But yeah, you literally couldn't do anything because literally the whole day was just spent at the venue. And unfortunately, we didn't make the finals, which we were kind of bummed out about that day. But honestly, it kind of worked out, because if we did make the finals, we wouldn't have been able to go out for those other 2 days. This was the other thing as well. We're having so much fun. Like when you're eliminated from these type of tournaments where there's like certain play days and stages, you go home like after you're eliminated, so you don't get to stay to watch the finals or anything like that. PUBG fucking sends you home, but we asked to stay the extra 2 days and just pay out of pocket because we're so having so much fun, right? That we ended up just paying the other 2 days, whatever, just to stay, right, and just like chill and watch finals, but as well as like go out and stuff like that. But it was well worth it. Like I said, yeah, it did suck that we didn't get to play the finals and like compete against those big teams, which I probably would have, I wouldn't say rather have, but I would have liked to do. But in return, we got to go out and just explore and meet up with people and just kind of explore Tashkent and Uzbekistan and stuff like that. And after later on in the day, we got to go and watch the finals, which was equally just as fun. And everything. But yeah, that's literally majority of the vlog. There's nothing too much else that was like interesting that was happening, but it was definitely worth it. It definitely makes me want to continue playing the game and take it seriously just to go meet people. Like it kind of sucks because we're the only NA team there. If there was like another NA team that came, like if there was 2 teams that qualified, and there was 2 teams, it would have been so much fun. I know PMSL Americas would be so much fun having 5 NA teams there. Because for the most part, I'm mutually just like friends with majority people and majority teams, and I've played with most people and most teams, like who are, I guess, like at the top or whatever. So I know just like being there in person, surrounded by all these people, would be literally the time of our lives, you know, spending 2 weeks with just all your friends and stuff like that. And again, it's not even that awkward. Like, you think it's gonna be awkward meeting these people you've known online for, like, for example, like, I've known someone like SnowX for like 4 or 5 years now, but we haven't even been on a team together. We just knew each other mutually. We were on a team coming up, and I saw him there at the hotel, and we ended up going out, and it was like such a good night. We had so much fun. We ended up like going out to clubs and stuff like that, and drinks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just like an example I can give you. So I couldn't imagine with like doing it with people that I've actually been actively like talking to and actively been playing with, right? But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a quick introductory video of just me coming back to YouTube and just like my past experiences stuff. Mostly gameplay videos will be coming out and analysis videos for you guys, so stay tuned for that. If you guys are new, just give a like, comment, also subscribe, turn on post noties, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, fellas.